Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, let's start off with Gabby. Gabby comes home and she's really sad and kind of broken up a little bit about Stephanie's divorce, tells Javi about it, and, you know, she's really sad about it, right? But Rafe and Jada come in and it's like, we got engaged and everything, so she puts that aside to congratulate the two of them. Javi starts asking how he did it and everything. How did, what was the proposal like and stuff like that. But you can tell that Gabby, see, this is why I give Gabby a little bit of credit for it. Because I don't feel bad in a sense about her being broken up about her divorce. Because let's be honest, this is exactly what she wanted. Yes, I understand people have the ability to change their mind, but you wanted this. You were stubborn about it. You did not want to sit there and give stuff another chance, and it is what it is. But I give her credit because she could have sat there and really laid it in on them right then and there, but she didn't want to sit there and take their thunder. So they agree to go out, right? And Javi and Gabby leave first. Rafe and Jada stay behind because they want to shower and everything and change. And of course, they take a little bit longer because gotta find time to get it in. Meanwhile, while that's going on, they eventually want to go into whatever that bar is called. Leo is there with Alex, and Alex is there talking about his stuff with Stephanie, his feelings and everything like that, and how, hey, listen, they can't really do anything, and he almost got fired. So, unfortunately, between that and the fact that Stephanie put the whole kibosh on the whole thing, it is what it is. And then Stephanie comes in, and Leo, I guess because he wanted more material or whatever, decides to bring her over there, which made it very awkward for those two. They wind up talking, and bottom line is, Stephanie comes clean. Stephanie's like, hey, listen, I only agreed to, just be friends because I thought you were sleeping with someone else. So essentially, Alex is like, you got jealous of yourself. This leaves them in a bit of a pickle, though, in a sense, because, they both talk about how they almost got fired by Kate and that they really shouldn't be, fraternizing and things of that nature. So they kind of agreed to just sit there and just let it be. And if you saw the previews, I mean the full previews, you know what wound up happening with Stephanie. Now I didn't know back in the day. Well, obviously I wasn't watching it, but apparently Stephanie and Philip were a thing. So maybe this is when this comes into play. Which, in a sense, I would sit there and say is kind of dumb for them to sit there and not get together. Because, hey, listen, if they were dating and you weren't doing the nasty on the set of the show, it wouldn't have been as bad. Yeah, it might have looked a little whatever, but it's not like, hmm, it's not like they're doing anything like super egregious. So I think Kate would have probably been like, all right, listen, long as you don't start acting crazy, and as far as work is concerned, whatever y'all do outside is what y'all do outside. Now, again, when it comes towards this body and soul stuff, I know people don't like it, right? And I get why. But it's times like this that I kind of enjoy it because it's so relatable to what goes on in the soap industry and the fandom and everything. So Stephanie meets up with Joy, and she's like talking about the whole PRing thing and everything. And one of the things she says is, just understand, because you are playing a home wrecking character, there are going to be a lot of people that's going to come at you sideways. Okay? And we see that all the time. Hell, I think it was GHMV Dion that was telling a story about Diego. the actor that plays Diego, and how he was out one time, and some woman started really ripping into him, like, "How dare you sit there and kill Georgie?" And was just making a whole scene. And he had to sit there and explain to her, "I was playing a character. The actor that plays Georgie is fine." Like, some people get so wrapped up, and I say some, that they don't know how to sit there and tell the difference between real life and fiction. And I don't mean some actors, I'm not going to sit there and say who, that are just god awful people. But I mean, most of the people that are just generally cool and everything, people tend to rip into them. Hell, I heard even way back when, there was a guy that got assaulted, got slapped by a woman for being on the soap opera and playing a character that apparently this woman didn't like. So when Stephanie said that to her, it was like, yeah, because this is what really winds up happening. And unfortunately, she's going in it all brought out like, oh yeah, whatever, it's fine. I got thick skin, and that thick skin will get tested multiple, and I mean multiple times a day. Um, okay, so let's talk about Chanel and Johnny for a minute. Now, I am doing my best to sit there and be fair, right? Because Johnny is sitting there giving Chanel compliments. Chanel's like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to sit there and take a shower and go to bed and stuff. And, Johnny is like, hey, when you said you were going to give me a chance to sit there and try to work this out, and once again, he apologizes again. He's like, I hope there's a way forward. See, here's my thing. I'm not excusing Johnny's behavior because Johnny said the worst possible things you can imagine is somebody that you sit there and say you love. And, to this day, I don't think I can ever understand, me personally, and I've been with women that have got me to that point, and I still never said those things. I've gotten mad. I haven't yelled or shouted. But when I sit there and say something, my point gets across. But I have never said things so hurtful to somebody that I claim to love. And so I don't get it. And not just on the show, I mean actual relations. And you've seen those spectacles, those public spectacles when they are arguing, they're fighting, they're yelling, and they're screaming. And I just don't understand how you can get to that point. So I'm not giving Johnny a pass because what he did was basura. It was trash ass human behavior at its finest. But with that being said, Chanel, if you said you were going to give him another chance, then you have to do it at some point. And that doesn't mean that they're acting bitchy like that and dismissive forever. Because if that's the case, then you need to pack up your shit and you need to sit there and leave. And you need to sit there and file for divorce. I'm not with this whole groveling. You apologize and you really sit there and try to make amends. That is very true. The groveling, no, I don't have patience for that. And I don't think most people actually have patience for that. And I mean that on both sides of the spectrum. That means for men and women. So after that, she finally starts to soften up and it's like, okay, yeah. And they decide to go out and have pancakes and everything for dinner. Naggy Nancy is what I'm going to start to call her. And she pretty much tells Joy, hey, listen, given everything that's going on set, I don't need you to screw this up. I don't need you to sit there and be having sex with people and things of that nature, which is really like, whoa, 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 whoa. Now, she does sit there and says she has a habit of getting herself into trouble, and I get that. But Joy's like, at some point, you're going to have to go back to New York, and you're going to have to sit there and trust me. So at this point, they start going apartment hunting, and they run into Johnny and Chanel. Now, Snow seems to keep having this running joke where she's like, oh, I see you're playing a character opposite of me, trying to steal my man. You're going to be a homewrecker and this, that, and the third. And I feel like that joke is there specifically to make Johnny jump out of his skin every single time they're together. Okay? She starts with the jokes and stuff, and I get that she wants to lighten the mood. She wants to sit there and kind of like, oh, I can't wait till we have our first cat fight and all this other stuff. And Johnny's just like, you can tell he's being calm on the outside, but you can tell he is like crawling out of his skin. There's a point where Chanel's like, hey, why don't you sit there and join us? And Johnny's like, yeah, join us. And really, he's like, you can see it. Sometimes, even if somebody does not make those faces and those sounds, they are screaming it. Their body language is just everywhere. And plus, she wants Joy to sit there and move into that apartment because I mean the sale man is expensive. She's not going to be able to afford that. So also tells Johnny to sit there and make sure that he gives Joy extra attention because she's new and this, that, and the third. And like that is really unnecessary. Johnny's like, hey, I'm here to help, just to make him feel comfortable. This is what this whole scene is, to make him feel comfortable. So fast forwarding this, eventually they all want to meet up at the bar. And, well, Stephanie is eventually congratulating Jada. And Leo winds up meeting up with Javi. They sit down, they start talking and everything like that. They get to know each other. Right off the bat, you can tell there's an attraction. Right? So they're going back and forth, just kind of talking, flirting a little bit here and there. Gabby comes up and she is literally a cock blocker. Pulls him to the side after be like, hey, stop talking to my cousin. Start telling him some of the stuff that he wound up doing back in the day. But it doesn't scare Javi, and I'm pretty sure Javi had his own stories of stuff that he would sit there and do. So he still wants to sit there and get to know him. I don't really understand why. Oh, Javi also did congratulate Jada on the ring and everything, on the marriage, and saying that the ring looks good on her and stuff. Which, a couple of times he did sit there and start making jabs at Rafe. One of the things was, oh, I guess mommy wants to sit there and have you being the big, strong man as opposed to her gay son or whatever. And it was like, part of me felt, this is when Rafe was like, listen, if you want the ring, just sit there and say you want the ring. I will buy another ring. Sit there and propose to her. We don't have to sit there and do this if that's the case. But he was like, no, 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 it's fine. It was like, clearly it's not fine. Because you would have made those comments if it was fine. Let's just keep it 100. But eventually he does, again, like I said, Javi does go back. And it's like, hey, listen, I want to sit there and pretty much get to know you, to exchange phone numbers and stuff. So, yeah. Now, I remember my friend Jonathan was up there asking me, who do you think that Javi's going to wind up going out with? And this is the problem when it comes towards representation, especially when it comes towards the LGBT, because it was kind of a no-brainer. It was really a no-brainer. It was like, well, who else was Javi going to sit there and go out with? It's not like they brought back in Will and Sunny and stuff like that, and it was actually going to be like, okay, who will he actually go out with? It's like, but I'm not even going to get into the whole representation and how much is lacking, because while they are making strides, well, you know what? Let's put it this way. I did a video on representation. Just watch my video, type in Albert, type in representation, or Albert Boston, and type in representation, and you'll see what I'm actually talking about. I think I actually put that up for regular people. I gotta check. If I didn't, then I think I actually will. I think I did. I think that's generally about it. I can't think of anything else that wound up happening. Yeah, I think that's about it for the most part. I might have left some stuff out, but that is the general gist of the episode. Now tonight, I was going back and forth all day and being like, should I sit there and do a live stream tonight? Should I not do a live stream? And I wanted to do a live stream, but I also realized I should probably just sit there and take a rest night, um, so I don't get burnt out. As much as I love doing live streams, and I really, really, really do, I feel like sometimes I have to sit there and kind of force myself to take a rest, because if I don't, blah. But I will be back tomorrow, and let me tell you something. I feel like tomorrow on all four soap operas, they're going to be bringing their A game. They're going to be bringing it on YNR. They're going to be bringing it on Days. Hell, I think even B&B is going to sit there and step up their game. And of course, GH, that cliffhanger. But specifically, this also, they're going to be bringing it. And you know how Fridays is when you cut them on live stream. We have a lot of fun. We cook, and we have a good time doing it. And with Friday being the cliffhangers for all four soaps, it's gonna be a fun time. So, I need y'all to do me a favor, okay? And I know this is an extra step, but I need you to sit there and also share these videos. I know that there are Days of Our Lives fans out there, okay? I know there are fans of Days of Our Lives fans out there. Um, so I would really sit there, because the thing is, and I explained this before, but I'll explain this again. If you do more than two videos, you put out more than two videos, YouTube will now sit there and contact other people. And what winds up happening is when you start to get low videos, they don't promote your videos anymore. Even videos that like are actually doing really well, they don't promote them. So this is a way to sit there and help, kind of curve that a little bit. Especially since I'm not doing a live stream tonight, I figure I can give people my opinions and my thoughts on Days. And this is a way to sit there and kind of spread that a little bit. So, yeah, if you can share the video, that would mean a lot. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video and live stream tomorrow.